This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. Here are my deliveries today. I don't know why I ended up there. Earning details. Okay, 14 trips. Here we go, see transactions. Oh, I was in the right place, but I just, like at 2:59, November 30th, that got added on top, so that distracted me. I was rehearsing this video, and that wasn't there. It says it got there at 2:59. I don't understand, but anyways, I'm back on track. So today's the 30th, folks. See right there, November the 30th. So that means one, two, three, four, 5 deliveries. Yesterday I did 7. I left the city early to try to make an appointment in New Jersey, and I was going to do a DHL shipment for someone in my neighborhood, and the person closed the office, so I'm really pissed about it. Because I was on a roll, and I wanted to keep going. So I finally got to where I wanted to be. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Where I wanted to be is Wall Street. And I came through the World Trade Center to Path to Hoboken. Then I rode a bike to Trader Joe's in Hoboken. Then I rode a bike up the Palisade to my friend's office. And he was gone for the day. And I was there by his request. So I'm kind of pissed that I did that, and now I'm expecting my wife, so I could be riding home with her rather than sitting here waiting for her. So why did I want to show this one? This is really not where I want to be. Recent transactions, maybe. No. Damn it. Invite and earn. I just don't know how earning details. There's a screen that shows a map of each delivery, and I was there as I prepared for this. That $5 tip is not a $5 tip, it's a $4 tip and a $1 tip. So over the course of this week, I got a Now none of this is making sense. Payouts, previous balance, see transactions. And then I get here, and this is all, trip details. Okay, so this is, I'm not going to go through each of them. What I want to do is this right here. listeners, I don't, anyone who does, if you're listening to me because you're doing New York, Manhattan, this is what the walking route looks like. So today I started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it looks like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I see. Promotion got put in there. So that's a little misleading. I did 5. So anyways, this is my first delivery. These promotion entries are going to make it more difficult. I swear they weren't there 5 minutes ago. So what I'm trying to do is illustrate this. This is my first delivery. 11 o'clock this morning. So roughly an hour later would be 12:01, and at 12:13 I got my second delivery. Now I'm in Midtown, and this is Canal Street, so I'm making my way down to Wall Street. And then I get to Wall Street, 12:43. This is still Canal, I think. I'm still on my way down. And then 1:25, 2 o'clock, 2:30. There it is. Those are the 3 I wanted to show. So listeners, if you're working Manhattan and I'm telling you, these are choice deliveries. 1:25, 2 o'clock, and 2:30. Now this money is tiny. These deliveries are short, but all of a sudden Uber says every 2 you're going to get $20, which happened during a snowstorm a couple of weeks ago. All of a sudden now I can do 2 per hour. And this is without a car. This is without my own bicycle. This is showing up, carrying this delivery bag and my smartphone. And so once again, this is really the only thing I want to emphasize today. Actually, that's not true. One other thing, but I'm going to emphasize this again. So once I got to Wall Street, I got 1:25, 2 o'clock, and 2:30. So I'm doing 2 per hour. And that's, for me, it's a record. So I'm going to go back to the first one I did today, and I'm going to go to the trip details. So that's this one right here, trip details. Could not connect. Damn it. So I'll just tell the story. I don't really need to see the trip details. No, it's not going to show. So here else. So my first delivery of the day. By the way, listeners, if you've noticed the time in your app, the elapsed time reported on your deliveries does not include the wait time. So I'm at a restaurant. I'm the first customer. This is lunch food, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning in Midtown, a place called Curry Dreams, and I waited way too long. And the thing is, to get pissed off or lecture these people is the wrong thing to do, because it doesn't help. Now now that I'm bitching like this, I could get on their Google reviews and write what I'm going to say now. What these owners need to do is look at me, look at any delivery person, and say, it's going to be 15 minutes. Are you going to wait? Well, the answer is no. So I would have gone, and someone else would have picked it up. And instead, it wasn't 15 minutes. It was 20 minutes. And it's absolutely stupid. The way the Uber system works is someone else will come and get it, and everything will work out. And I get cut loose. Instead, I'm just sitting in this restaurant waiting, eager to get to Wall Street. And so it was a ridiculous delivery. So, and I haven't even left the restaurant yet, and I'm already pissed off. So now I go, oh God, so close. Can't believe it. I go from the middle of the block between 5th and 6th so I will go to 5th. So I'm half of a long block, and I go like 2 short blocks, and I'm at this building. This woman was working, so this is a commercial situation. Generally in residence, you go up to the building, and in commercial, you wait for them to come down. And she had an Indian name, and Priya Chopra. That's not a woman is a celebrity, a Bollywood celebrity. I just can't think of an Indian-sounding name for a woman. I know a lot of Indian men names. Priya. That wasn't her name, by the way, but it was recognizably Indian. So I go to the front door, and it says go around to the service entrance. So now I'm even pissed more. I go to the service entrance, and I go in. There's usually a person who receives you at the service entrance. There wasn't. So I go to the freight elevator, push the button, nothing happens. So then I call Priya, and I start talking to her, and there's a tenant who comes in, and he's dressed like in business clothes. He's not working the elevator. And I said, hang on, maybe this guy's going to let me up. And I said, are you going to let me up to 7? And he says, no. I don't know who you are. So I'm talking into the cell phone and talking to him at the same time, which is a distinguishing rude thing to do. So to make matters even worse, I got more rude by saying to Priya on the phone, I thought he was going to be helpful. So number one, I'm carrying on 2 conversations at the same time and not flipping back and forth very fluidly, which is unquestionably rude. And then on top of it, I insult this guy who was trying to help me by saying to Priya, I thought he was going to be helpful. So now Priya is trying to reconcile this mess. And so I got her on the phone, and now Mr. Good Samaritan, I am so happy. Dígame, I'm recording a video. I'm at El Salvadoreño Dos. No, I don't, but I'll go get one. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. Oh. All right. Ciao, ciao. So Mr. Good Samaritan, now he's pissed off. And he comes out of the freight elevator and shows me in the other elevator, all you have to do is push this button that says freight that rings an alarm, and then the freight, is essentially the freight doorman comes to greet you and help. So no question about it. The impoliteness was 100% mine. I'm about to turn the tables on this guy and now insult him further. But no question about it. This one is on me. However, nobody's perfect, and here it's now my moment to highlight his imperfections. So he comes out screaming something. He wasn't screaming. It wasn't threatening. It was just a typical New York, heated-tempered, short wit kind of thing. He says, "I am being helpful." So listeners, here's the punchline. I'm waving, by the way. That's me. This is in a mirror at a bar. This is a bar with no alcohol. I'm having espresso. So this Good Samaritan tenant comes out of the elevator. I am being helpful. So listeners, here's the punchline. I missed the opportunity, but if anyone screams at you, I am being helpful, it means they're not. It means they're trying to be helpful and they're pissed off and they're making a claim to being helpful. But obviously, if you have to scream, I am being helpful, you're not being helpful. So, if I would have been even more of a dick, I would have said something like, I didn't mean to insult you. You are being helpful, but I meant helpful. I meant help that is helpful, not attempt to be helpful. The whole thing was already screwed up. I went back to talking to Priya and ignored this guy, and he disappeared, and everything worked out. Priya ends up giving me a $2 cash tip, which I think was to make amends for this collision of egos that I had with Mr. Tennant in the freight elevator. So anyways, it was, totally fun. Some of these things in New York or anywhere, when tempers flare, things can be threatening and it can be worrisome. I told a story recently about on a bicycle, a road rage thing. And that one left me shaking. In the mirror now, I'm shaking. But this one wasn't that way at all. This one was good, clean fun. Spent Tom Duty, middle-aged American, living in New Jersey, near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty and a Google search for mine. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, a restful night's sleep. Ciao. Ciao from El Salvadoreño Dos.